wasn't really the type of girl that I wanted to spend, most of the night with. And so already I'm kind of like, okay, just kind of, how you just kind of step back from somebody, kind of mentally, right? That's kind of what I was doing. But she came up to me, she says, Lance, how you doing? She touched me like twice, right? And then she came up and she grabbed my arm. She's like, oh, it's so good to see you, right? And it was amazing just to observe the way my own reactions completely shifted towards this woman. You guys understand? Can you guys kind of paint this experience in your mind? Right? She's excited to see me, right? And she's not someone, when I see her and my kind of articulate mind starts talking, it says, oh, okay, well, this isn't the woman you want to be talking to tonight. You got to get back to your friends. You got to, talk to that really hot woman across the room, right? But she comes up and she's like, Lance, how you doing? Great to meet you, right? And when she does that, I'm kind of sucked into her world, right? She's touching me in a real personal way. I'm kind of drawn into her experience. But actually can make people more comfortable. And there are 3 keys to that. And the keys are, you have to do it early in the interaction. That's the first thing. Really important, right? You have to do it easily. Has to be natural. Has to be the way you touch your buddies, just your platonic friends, right? And the third rule is you have to do it to everyone in the interaction that you're talking to. Now, not literally everyone, you don't have to do that, right? But you can't just keep focusing on one woman. And in fact, if it's a mixed set, you can't just keep focusing on the women, right? You can just kind of poke the guy on the shoulder, put your arm on his shoulder, put, whatever. You can do that to guys. It's totally fine. In fact, it's really important. In fact, I open mixed sets that way quite a bit. So those are the 3 keys. I'm like, you are. Very important. And this isn't articulated in their mind, right? But, the first thing they're trying to think of is what do you want, right? But as soon as they figure out what you want, which is hopefully the vibe you're trying to give them is that you just want to talk to them, right? As soon as they figure that out, they're trying to figure out who you are, what kind of person you are. Are you outgoing? Are you shy? Are you fun? Are you boring? Are you calm? Are you nervous, right? And that process of figuring out who someone is, how long do you guys think that takes? Just a rough guess. Does it take like a minute? Does it take like 10 minutes? Remember, this is a subconscious process. Yeah, like 3 seconds, 5 seconds. By 10 seconds, they've got you pegged, right? Once you've been acting a certain way for 10 seconds, any change is going to be noted. And the first thing they're going to think about is, what changed? So the last thing you want to do is go in and talk to somebody. Hey, how's it going? I'm talking to you for like 10 seconds. Something that people, it's kind of funny because when guys are hanging out with their friends, they have almost no problem. You kind of just watch them. They'll just kind of touch people just randomly. But then when you tell them to do it in the context of a set, they'll kind of get a little awkward, right? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? One thing like you see guys do is they'll kind of touch people a little too quick. Oh, cool, man. It's just kind of like this weird pad. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The frame you want to take is, this is the way you touch your buddies, right? Your platonic girlfriends. You have to keep that frame. And there's 2 ways to really get around that. One way is just practice on your friends, right? Whether they're girls or they're men. Just keep practicing. Another thing is just to do it in set after set after set. If you have techniques that kind of keep you touching people, you have to repeat them over and over and over again. Eventually they'll become very, very comfortable, right? And then the third point, you have to do it to everyone. That's just kind of obvious, right? You don't want to be this creepy guy that's like touching this one girl as much as you can. You want to be the guy that's just a touchy-feely guy, right? Now, all this stuff that we're talking about is kind of first impression. You know a sincere compliment? You guys see how like incredibly weird that is, right? Yeah, she's gonna give me back. So this is like just a really simple thing. You can just do like really, really light. Don't like push girls. Oh, you guys, please don't do that. Isn't that weird? You guys do this all the time. I don't want to see anybody spending my class like pushing girls. It's just terrible. You can pretend to push them, right? But I didn't really push you. So that's just a real simple thing, right? Usually you just want to poke girls in the arm. I actually kind of sometimes poke girls in the belly, but you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to be careful about that. She knows what can happen. I'm going to show you guys another one, which is just a high five. It's just really simple. If I walk up and be like, "Hey, can you take a sincere compliment?"
Yeah.
Cool. High five. Cool. Now I'm talking to her friends. I want you to explain this, because what I don't do is cool, high five. Guys do that a lot. They're like, cool, high five, and it's just really freaky. So I'll be like, cool, high five, and then I'll go, well, so what do you got, you guys? Right? Because I'm kind of initiating Kino, but the other thing is, you guys, don't do this, high five, because you're going to encourage your, you don't want that. You don't want that. You just want to get there. High five. So the kind of steps are, you deliver your opener, you get a response, you go cool, and you kind of, if I'm in close, I'll kind of step back, cool. And I won't even say high five, and I'll look away. Now, why am I looking away? I'm looking away because I want her to feel comfortable. She's going to be more comfortable. So whenever I do something that I think is going to, whenever I do something where I'm kind of moving in a little more to her space, I'll kind of move out away, right? Hey, look at that over there.
Yeah. I
kind of get away with a lot here. Whereas compare that with, come back, it's okay, I'll be nice.
I know.
Compare that, you know it's coming, right? Compare that with the same thing, it's just way too much, right? So whenever I'm trying to kind of move in closer, I'm trying to get away from her a little bit. So if I'm trying to get her to initiate some kind of Kino, I'll be like, cool, that's awesome. Hey, what about you guys? Right? What I do is, and this is probably a good kind of chance to make sure we get like some kind of foot shot. But basically what we want to do is, the first thing I do is I take my foot and I put it next to hers. And then I slide in, and I just kind of say, you're just a brat. Right? And again, I want to keep that principle of, I'm getting closer to her physically, so I want to kind of, with my words, I want to kind of create a departure from her. Right? I don't want to give her like a compliment like, wow, I really like you. Right? Because my body's moving closer to her and my words are moving closer to her. Right? So that's more likely to make her uncomfortable. Or say, now she gave me a man shake. Right? That's okay. That's how you shake a man's hand. Just do the same thing again. She gave me a stiff handshake. What I'll do is, if a girl gives me, so now what I want to do is I kind of want to, I want to do that. She's doing way too much of that. That's what I want to do. You want to basically, you want to show that it's a little more than just a professional handshake.